Hello everybody and welcome to today's stream. So, last time I went out, got the friendbow, got Ho-Oh, and then tried to get Mew, and then Mew didn't show itself at all. So, today I'm gonna go back into Buried Relic and see if I can get Mew. I'm going in with just Poliwrath, for in case one of the Reggies wants to join, I'll take that too. Speaking of which, that also does mean that I need to get myself an escape orb out of the storage, but just Poliwrath with the friendbow. Because of his level, he's got the same chance of recruiting anything than Articuno at the moment. Seeing as Articuno is level 69, so they're still within the same system. I brought all my music boxes from storage for once. I normally forget to bring one, but now I brought all three of them. Let's see if that increases my chances. Probably not. But it does prevent me from getting a fourth. I'll also be taking an escape orb. Because if I do get one of the Reggies, I'll just be warping out. I did equip Poliwrath with, yes, he's got the friendbow. But it also means I can get other Pokemon besides Mew. I can get, I believe, 2 more Pokemon and then Mew, and then by that point my team is full, so... And then at some point I have to go into the storyline dungeons, which are all 99 floor ones. I'm not looking forward. Just not. At least Poliwrath is nice and smart, so a lot of things work a bit differently for him. Like, he doesn't set off traps anymore. His own ability already prevented explosions, so that's nice for the Reggies. And we have to think that Poliwraths can just walk on water anyway. I'd rather aim for the legendaries. I need to like make a list for all the non-legendaries, which ones I have, which ones I still need. But I was planning on like at some point going for like a big round of just recruiting Pokemon. Might just do that tomorrow. Like, why not? Or tomorrow I'm gonna do story mission. Have to see. Don't know yet. But I was planning on just finishing recruiting things per friend area, because that's just seems to be the easiest way to keep track of things. So I'm first gonna be finishing Power Plant, which is gonna need some grinding. Might perhaps the end of this stream. Because I believe my Voltorb only needs one more level up before it becomes a Electrode, and then I still need to level up an Elekid. And once that's done, I should have Power Plant completed. Wishmer, do you have to? Probably, but it's not advised. I already have Eradicate because I already had the patience to train Rattata. Oh, do I love just being able to cross through the water. It hurries up the process a bit. That's the thing about things like bite and revenge. One, you have to be strong enough to actually not die before the Pokemon that's attacking you completely obliterates you. Two, if they don't attack you, it doesn't do damage. I don't even need to attack yet. Okay. What are my options? Can I switch it at anything? No. If I can't switch it, I'll just eat it. Ah, level 23 Ghastly. I might just after this run of Buried Relic because I've actually gotten efficient enough at it that it doesn't like. It takes like 45 minutes for me to do this. Perhaps an hour if I'm really out of luck. I think afterwards I'm just gonna grind because. Well, that was Regirock. That was a one shot. Oh no. I just one shot at a legendary. I might have an overpowered Poliwrath. Yeah, perhaps after this I might just go grinding a bit to like get the power plant friend area done and then also level up Poliwrath and Articuno and At the same time, I can also grind out joy seeds. Because beating the Makuhita dojo resets the inventory at the Kecleon shop. So that's nice. That's a thing I decided to check over there again. Ditto. It's a disappointment with 17 EXP points that you get out of it. Frustration is completely useless on Poliwrath. I'm just gonna go down this alley. And now I can boop you guys all one by one. Okay, Noctows take 2 boops. You know you're getting overpowered when most of the Pokemon in a Monster House go down to just the general A press. Not even an attack. I've used like what, 1 attack? Yeah, I've used 1 attack. I've used 1 Hydro Pump on the Reggie. And that's all I've used. Perhaps I should give Poliwrath a go, like, next time I play like a regular Pokemon game, perhaps I should give Poliwrath a go. It's got an interesting typing with water and fighting. Perhaps I should just give it a try. If something uses Destiny Bond, you have to kill it in one go, because otherwise it also deals damage back. And that's when things get scary, when things start dealing the same damage back. And goodbye. That was one of the Dittos. And next Reggie. Can I one-shot this one or not? Oh no, it's Reggie Eyes. Probably not. But it tends to open with explosion, which just doesn't work. Or just does nothing. I'm pretty sure that I already have a Ditto. Onwards to floor 35 for the last Reggie. Reggie Steel. That one was gonna wake up anyway the moment I tried to move. So... Hello! How are things, how are you today? I'm making another attempt at getting Mew because last time I went to this dungeon I didn't see Mew at all. So... Ooh! What kind of dog did you get? That's annoying. Also, is the puppy or did you go out and like adopt an adult one? Or... I don't know, like, all dogs we've ever had were always Pincer. I've heard of that one. Don't exactly remember what they look like. Okay. Well, in that case, have a lot of fun training your dog, because that's gonna take a bit of time. Okay. That sometimes makes training new dogs a bit easier, because sometimes the already trained older dog will like help out with training, or like the puppy will imitate certain behaviors that the older dog does, so... I just found a downside about the polyred only thing. I don't have a way to deal with shit ninjas. Because I had throwing sticks, but those got sticky, so I now don't have a way anymore to deal with the shit ninjas. They're not even dealing a lot of damage, they're just being annoying. Yeah, this is very annoying. They're not doing anything against me either. It's just they just absorb time at the moment, and that's just it. Oh no. Yeah, great. And the only thing I've got that even remotely works against shit ninjas. Now there's 3 of them. They're not even dangerous, they're just getting annoying. There. None of them can deal more than 1 point of damage to me, and they just continue to float behind me. What? Come on. Okay, final Reggie. That was the Reggie. And now, let's see if this run I can actually find Mew, because last run I wasn't that lucky. Oh no, I'm being followed by another shit ninja. Not again. I need to find something else, or like a cleanse orb. Do I have anything with which I can just get rid of a shit ninja? No, I don't. At least at some point they stop spawning, I hope. I'm gonna make a run for the exit now. Oh dear. Yes, I have a new shit ninja weapon. Take that, I can now throw rocks. Okay, that apple is useless anyway. What do you do? Nah, I don't necessarily need that. Game has been very generous with giving me food. That's sweet of it. Come on. Come on out, Mew. I really do hope it isn't like last time that like I bring everything and Mew just doesn't show itself. That was an allocate. I need a Kadabra, so I'm gonna see if I can get one. Probably not. Oh, this transfer's out of luck then. Alright, Sandshrew, you can come along. Are Sandshrews here like... Oh yeah, they're immediately powerful enough to evolve. Not what I was looking for, but at least I'm not going out of the dungeon empty-handed. don't need that one. I don't need an Alikit either. It also can't join, seeing as the friend area is full. That Kadabra is annoying. Oh. Polyrat, can you also please stop being confused? Apparently not. I miss having a room clear move. I really miss it. Now I still have 3 reviver seeds left. Okay. I don't need a second sentry at the moment. Game, I would also like to see Mew, like, at some point, please. also need a Mr. Mime. And now my last party slot is for Mew, if we're gonna find it. If it's gonna be found, because it's Mew. Hydro Pump, great move, piss poor accuracy. Do Mr. Mimes even have a physical defense? No. No, they do not. They don't even have a special defense. Oh dear. I'm on floor 60 and still no sign of Mew. I always love it when they try to attack through walls. Sometimes they just try. Wow, I'm actually out of moves. No, not entirely, but that took a while. I'm getting a bit frustrated. But at least presuming that like Mr. Mime and Sancho will make it out alive. I haven't gone in for nothing. It's just it's a bit annoying. Oh yeah, I forgot. Still have to eat something. I just remembered something. When is the next level up? Oh, just 5,500 points away. That shouldn't take that long anymore. I think this is gonna cost me a revival seed. Yeah, this is gonna cost me revival seeds. Level 65. I think I'm out of luck with Mew for today again. Game, that's a bit low. Starting me out in a monster house. And there went my last reviver seed. And there went Sandshrew. Not again. Oh, and now I have no Pokemon other than Poliwrath. will take them a while. How many lives does the hunter have? I did get a hunter to join my team. I'm not angry at that. I believe this is my first second stage evolution that joins. Huh. It also now means I have a ghost type, which I didn't have yet. Great. Hunter killed Hunter. I wanted to keep that Pokemon. Floor 90 and still no sign of Mew. I mean, that's just impressive. Like, I have like 2 more floors and still no sign of Mew. Did I? Yeah, Golem just took over 1,000 points of damage. Oh no. That was a bit of overkill. Right, I am completely going to like comb through this floor because this is the last floor I can even find Mio on. Yeah, I'm gonna go and start using the patent, like sit in one place and hope it finds your technique. I mean, I have enough food anyway. Plenty apples and like 2 more max elixirs, so I can hold out for a little while. Hello Richie, I'm trying to get Mew, but seeing as I'm on floor 98 and haven't seen it yet, it's not going that great. I mean, I got Ho-Oh, I got the Friendbow, and then I did like 2 runs of Buried Relic, and just... I haven't even seen Mew. So, I'm just gonna go for the standing in place and just waiting technique until like the game tries to kick me out of the dungeon. To see if I can get Mew this way, but otherwise, yeah. Otherwise I'm gonna give Mew a bit of a rest. I'm surprised though the game hasn't gotten all mopey about me being too long in the same spot. But I think I'm out of luck. Yeah, I don't think Mew is actually on this floor. Oh great, so in that case I'm just shit out of luck. Lovely. So that was 2 runs of Buried Relic without a sight, without even seeing it. So I'm gonna give Buried Relic a bit of a rest. It's irritating me a bit. I think I'm just gonna do a couple of jobs because it's been a while, they have to be done as well, and I don't think I have enough luck at the moment to even find Mew. I mean, I even brought all the music boxes I own. That might also have broken it. I don't think the game intends for you to have like 3 music boxes available in a dungeon, so... I don't have Super Mobile yet. I simply do not have enough gummies. And also, good luck with doing a Recruitall in Explorers of Sky. It's got more Pokemon than this game. But I'm gonna do just some rescue missions. So with a bit of luck I find some more gummies. And just some more recruits. I mean, I've got a friend bow anyway. First stop, Great Canyon. I only need Skip Bloom and Dunsparce from this floor. Oh yeah, that's the advantage of Explorers of Sky. You can like send people home. And if you have like a full party and somebody else wants to join, you can just send people home and just basically infinitely get Pokemon to join you. Also, you don't run out of like space for them. In this game, you can just run out of space for a Pokemon. If the friend area is full, it's full. Yeah, it is. Like, the first game is, well, compared to the rest of the series, rather brutal. It's, yeah. But that's to expect. I mean, it's the first of the series, and it's not gonna be the most polished version of it. I like that Explorers of Sky is more user friendly, but it also doesn't take off the Gen 1 of Pokemon was broken, was very broken. If you like know how to abuse it, it's one of the most broken game series ever. But yeah, it was more brutal, but the downside of actual Gen 1 was, in the games, was you could soft lock yourself. So it's a good thing they fixed that in remakes. That's for instance why in Leaf Green and Fire Red they also implemented somebody that just gives you a cup of tea to give to the guards, because if you go to Celadon and you're like shit out of money, you have effect and like beaten all trainers, you have just soft locked it yourself. Because in that case you can't get a drink, you can't get the guard to move, and you can't access Saffron, so sometimes Gen 1 was a bit too brutal. And sometimes it's just hilarious, like the glitch that allows you to evolve your Pikachu in Let's Go Pikachu in in Pokemon Yellow. And the full-on soft lock. Yeah, and there's also the Lorelei or Lorelei soft lock, in which if you take a Primeape with, I believe, Rage into the battle with her Dewgong, her Dewgong will just spam rest and you continue to be locked in Rage, making it a never-ending battle. Yeah, like Gen 1 had some yeah, that's a problem. Also, apparently Transform can break the game. If you have a Ditto, you use Transform on a Pokemon. That Pokemon has Mirror Move, and then you use Mirror Move, you'll actually break Transform to such an extent that if you have 0 PP for Transform and you try to use a move, it simply says you're out of PP, but it won't allow you to use Struggle anymore. Or recover the PP for Transform. So that's also nice and broken. It might be a good thing that they did do a bit of bug fixing in the newer gens. And that things like soft locks are no longer a possibility. Because in Gen 1, even with like regular play, you could just soft lock yourself and be stuck. I think Gen 1's got a special spot in most people's hearts. It's like your old beat-up car. It's old, it cracks, it creaks, it makes sounds, it's got leaks it shouldn't have, but you love it anyway. It's comfortable to go to. And if you like, and if you know how to use the glitches, they're great. I mean, if I remember correctly, there's like this glitch to get like a level 100 Nidoking and a level 100 Mew before Brock. You've got those, so don't see that happening anymore. And again, in Pokemon Yellow, the glitch that allows you to evolve your Pikachu using an Onix, because Onix and a Thunderstone have the same hexadecimal number in the game index. So you can effectively use Onix as a Thunderstone for all Pokemon. But because you don't use it out of your item bag in that case, the game will just evolve your Pikachu into a Raichu, which shouldn't be possible. and other stupid stuff. Missing No with its what was it again? It's 14-minute cry at the beginning of a battle. Glitch City to be performed with the Safari Zone. Leaving the Safari Zone while the game thinks you're still in the Safari Zone. Oh my! Come to think of it, how did the Gen 1 games ever pass the inspection? I mean, they were broken even by Game Boy standards. I already have a Heracross. Why am I struggling so much with Great Canyon? It's Great Canyon. Oh great. Now I have to warp with a teammate. Yeah. It's one of the reasons I basically quit modern games. I mean, I can fully accept the fact that like a game out of like 96 has issues. But I can't accept the fact that like a PS5 title... Oh yeah, that disaster. Cyberpunk was also a good example. I mean, I can live with the fact that like an old game out of 96 has bugs and glitches because, let's face it, at that point we were still trying to figure out what a game is. But the state of modern day games, how they are released, I think is just absolutely unacceptable, and I will and shall refuse to buy most games nowadays for full price. Simply because I know they're broken. And simply because I know that if I wait 6 months, I can buy like the deluxe edition with like, I don't know how much extra DLC. Because of course, who releases a finished game nowadays? And then that's just much more convenient. That's also something that like annoys me, like day one DLC. I mean, if you finished it, just include it. And the prices are ridiculous, like games in my country nowadays go for like 80, 90 euros when they're new. Whenever my boyfriend and I want to buy a game, we have to split the bill in order to make it affordable. It's not laziness on their part, it's the fact that a lot of them have a lot of gaming publishers actually are also on the stock exchange. So basically the owners of the company demand a fast overturn of just demand it's fast. Also, yeah, I have to admit though, Game Boy cartridges were a bit of a pain to work with. And in part it's also laziness, like in part, but also a lot of game developers just nowadays just aren't given the time anymore that they need to develop a game and like turn out a polished product. I believe I've got a Taurus. Yeah, I've got Taurus. But I have to admit though, like making a game is quite difficult. I, for instance, did 3D modeling at school. It takes forever to make a 3D model that's actually game ready. It just takes forever. And I also think that a lot of games nowadays try to be more than they should be. And another thing that's a pet peeve of mine in video games nowadays is some of them are interactive movies. And that just also really annoys me. Some of them are just interactive movies at this point. I mean, I'm okay with a cutscene and a bit of storyline, but don't make it your main product. what a lot of game developers do nowadays. Yeah, but in that case, those games were just based off the fact that basically they were interactive storylines. Same goes for Heavy Rain and same goes for Detroit Become Human. They were meant to be basically interactive movies. But nowadays also movies that are labeled as like RPGs do it. In which you just have like ridiculously large amounts of storyline and just mediocre gameplay. I mean, the Telltale games I can like forgive because that's their entire thing. They're there to tell a tale. Same goes for Detroit Become Human and same goes for Heavy Rain. Also, unskippable cutscenes. They annoy me to no end. It doesn't mean that there aren't any good games anymore, but yeah, but then like once in a while you have this little gem that like comes through and that's just amazing. I mean, I'd love to have Elden Ring for example. It's functional, it's polished, and it actually works. But then FromSoft games tend to be of decent quality anyway, so. And I have to admit, Kirby and the Forgotten Land, my boyfriend and I bought it together. It's a very fun game. It really works nicely. And as far as I know, there are no major game-breaking glitches in that one, so. But yeah, and then you have like Skyrim re-release 17 and stuff like that, which I'm not too fond of either. I mean, I can understand them like remaking and re-releasing like old PS1 games, because let's face it, how big is the chance you nowadays still have a working PS1 game, PlayStation 1 and like everything you need for it. So I understand that they are like remaking old games. But I don't get certain other choices. I need that gummy. But the thing that still pisses me off the most about video games nowadays are microtransactions. Pay to win. If you've got access to mummy and daddy's bank account, you can win the game. Otherwise, it's not happening. Those annoy me the most. I mean, I don't mind it if like games have like things like character skins and stuff like that for sale. I'm okay with that because you don't need those to beat the game, but I do have issues with games that basically force you to pay to either play the game which you already paid for, or in order to get good at it. I hate those two with a passion. Yeah. Microtransactions are evil, and the worst thing about it is, that's the reason why the Netherlands has tried to ban games with microtransactions. It has successfully banned all mobile games with gacha mechanics, which I absolutely hate because one of my favorite games therefore never got a release because it's got gacha mechanics. But yeah, that's because there were like 12-year-olds getting in debt over a video game. Or like buying like 500 quid worth of like in-game currency from like mom and dad's bank account. So it might be a good thing the Netherlands, it's doing something about it. On the other hand though, it should be the parents' responsibility. But yeah. And also, why make games easy? What's wrong with a difficulty setting? What's wrong with picking between easy, normal, hard and brutal? And impossible perhaps? What's wrong with that? Or just give a game a really nice difficulty curve. I mean, that's an option. You can also just make a game balanced and fair. But I guess that takes too much time and effort. Bit of a shame. Oh, it's a good thing then that I just hang on to my old games. Back from the time that when what you got was what you got. No, oh, that's also something else that annoys me to no end with modern day games. You wanna sit down, play a game, and you have an update. Yeah, I hate it too. I just hate it. But at least in like Gen 6, you can make the decision to turn it off. Like nowadays, you can't turn it off anymore. I do think though it's fair that catching a Pokemon nowadays also gives EXP. I do think that's fair, that like when you catch a Pokemon you also get EXP, but just not as much as when you would have defeated it. But yeah, experience share. I think it should be in the game. But it should be per Pokemon and it should be your decision whenever or not you want to use it. That's better just learn how to like balance out your team and just train things. But yeah. No, I don't like the shared EXP one anyway. It's I tend to turn it off because you've got that option. So I just tend to turn it off. I have to admit though, I haven't touched Gen 6 in a while. Seeing as I do have it. Is it also me or do like modern day games quite often feel a bit slow? Like, things don't flow as quickly as they should be flowing. But alright. At least we still have some of the old stuff. And at least we nowadays have indie developers that also manage to like... That's one thing though, that is a good thing. Nowadays it's also real easy for an indie company, for an indie development team to like release games for like consoles and like PC, because things just got a lot easier to do for that, so that's something I like. Gives us access to some cheaper games that are still good and fun to play. I don't believe I have a bacon. And no, I can't leave it to call it bacon. But yeah, video games nowadays, it's something. What else is annoying nowadays that was clearly better in the late 90s, early 2000s? What floor do I actually have to be on in this level? I've never never been into mainstream music. I have no idea what's being played on the radio nowadays. I don't think I've effectively liked anything popular since the early 2000s. That's when kind of my medieval folk phase started, so that's kind of when I dropped out of mainstream. So I have no idea what mainstream music is nowadays. Just not at all. And nowadays I'm into metal and Vocaloid, so I have no idea. But I have a feeling I'm not missing much. And seeing as my father is a massive fan of his classical music, and my mom prefers the 70s and the 80s, I just really don't know what modern music is anymore. But yeah, music probably was better back in the day. On occasion you have like a little gem in there. Like on occasion you have like something coming by that's actually sounds good. And isn't overly auto-tuned. Because a lot of things nowadays are so auto-tuned that you can tell, which is a bit of a shame because if used correctly, auto-tune doesn't sound like auto-tune. But yeah. It's not the greatest. It's improving, I believe. It's just not that great. Is it just me or was back in the day also more fun and like easier to go and play outdoors? Like nowadays you rarely see children play outdoors anymore. Which is kind of weird because in the Netherlands it's not only just safe for your children to play outdoors, like cities with like playgrounds and stuff like that actively try to encourage it. And the last child abduction done by somebody that's an issue. I have to admit that's an issue. That like all children seem to be on their phones or on their screens indoors nowadays. That's actually an issue. But that's not just a general issue, that's like a general health issue. Which is a bit of a shame, especially seeing as like the Netherlands out of most countries in the world just has the largest amounts of like free to access playgrounds. But I believe like Amsterdam alone counting over 500 of the bloody things. So it's a bit of a shame, like I mean, I still remember the time that you were permitted to play outside, and then when the street lights turned on, that was a sign you had to go home. But yeah, that's an experience a lot of children don't get anymore, which is a bit of a shame. Or making a hut in the forest, that was also always fun. Oh, I do need that joy seed. That might actually be it. that might actually be it. You might actually have a point there. I still remember the time that stupidity was contributed to a lack of access to information. Nowadays with the internet and smartphones, we have discovered it's not that problem. It's caused by something else. Yeah, but that might also be a case. Like, I can imagine that like a lot of children wouldn't be able to figure out this game anymore. They just wouldn't. The only thing that I do think that's good in games is that they're nowadays available in more languages, because back in my day I had to learn English to learn video to be able to play a game, because games just, unless they were like made by a Dutch company, were just never translated to Dutch. So that's the only thing that I think is great, because that just makes it more accessible. But yeah, people aren't the brightest anymore. You might have you have a point there. Oh dear. I mean, it's a complaint in the Dutch education system that things have gotten too easy and children are getting stupid, so I'm not even joking. That's like a genuine concern over here, is that like basic skills like language and a basic math. No, there's actually a cheaper way. I mean, I can just fabricate a lot of mission codes that give out joy seeds as rewards, but yeah. Yeah. Or just buy entire level ups. I mean, why stop at buying joy seeds? Why not just buy like entire level ups? Skips having to use an item, because that takes time and effort. Doesn't mean though all kids are like that. I mean, if you take a look at it, in the Netherlands, Elden Ring is one of the best selling games at the moment. But also so is Kirby, but... And those are two games that are just full products that got released. I do believe Elden Ring is getting some DLC. Like, it was released without PvP. So, they're getting that, but... And then Kirby is just a complete game. Which... It's actually a fun game, but it's Kirby, so... Difficulty shouldn't be expected. Something else I'm still wondering is, where do children get like the money from those microtransactions? I know that over here it's like legal at age 12 to get like a part-time job, but that can never be enough to like buy everything in like Fortnite. So that must be mum and dad doing it. Also, what Pokemon do I need here? Apom. Yeah, I remember the trouble I had whenever I wanted games. For instance, my dad considered everything for a game above 20 euros too much. Nowadays, he's luckily, well, I don't live with my parents anymore, but back in the day, I didn't have to beg for money. I could ask once. If I got a yes, I got a yes. If I got a no, then I got a no. And my least favorite answer was the "I'll have to discuss that" answer, because that meant it would be up to mostly my father whenever or not I would get it. But yeah, I couldn't really beg for money. It wouldn't work. That's the reason that when I wanted a 3DS, my parents borrowed me the money. So I was on a payment plan to my parents for 2 years straight because I wanted a 3DS. And yes, they actually had me pay back the entire amount. And it came straight out of my pocket money. Half my birthdays and like good grades money would be theirs, and then when I got a job I started paying things off a bit faster. But yeah. But it is a bit... I think that might actually have been a better technique that they use, because in the real world, if you're an adult, if you want to buy something you don't have the money for, you have to take out a loan. But yeah, I don't get how children nowadays just get so much money from mom and dad. Especially seeing as I have my doubts whenever or not mom and dad actually have the money. Oh well. Hey, an A-bomb! I was still looking for one of those. Are those children that nowadays get money gonna discover that adulting is expensive? Oh, that's something they're gonna discover. I mean, it's something else if like I, for instance, back in the day had like next to full-time school had like 2 or 3 jobs at the same time. And then classmates would be wondering what I would be paying, how I would like buy really expensive stuff, but I ran like 20-hour work weeks next to full-time school, so if you do that as a child, then feel free to buy everything your heart desires. I mean, there's nothing wrong with turning 12 and getting a newspaper round. A lot of people start out like that. It's a nice bit of extra money. And it did leave me with being like, seeing as I did have multiple jobs, I was like 14 and had like a monthly income of 700 euros. So, yeah, that's how I got a lot of my stuff. Just get a job. But that's unfortunately not the case anymore. But I have to start ending. I have to end the stream. I mean, it's time. I ran out of my planned stream time. Now I actually have to do things like washing the dishes and getting groceries. Yeah, actually, that was quite the income. Do keep in mind though, I ran 3 jobs and worked weekends. I mean, it wasn't like I still had a social life. I had full-time school, then I had a newspaper round on Wednesdays and the day after, I believe that's Tuesdays, I had a cleaning job in the weekends. And the company that I worked for as a cleaner also did my school building. So whenever one of those cleaners was sick and it would fit my schedule, it would be school, dropping off my bag in like the cleaning cupboard, and immediately to cleaning for an additional 3 hours. So I worked hard for that money. And a lot. I mean, I had a tendency to doze off like the first 2 hours of class. So, yeah, it's, yeah, I was raised with if I wanted things, then at a certain point, my parents expected me to pay for that myself. Not necessarily because they didn't have the money, but because they thought it would be a good experience, which I'm very thankful for because nowadays I still have a cleaning job, but I'm now a 26-year-old with 12 years of experience, which you do feel in your hourly pay. Experience goes for something, and in the Netherlands, if you go like apply for a job, all jobs count if you were under a contract. So I can put my newspaper rounds in there. I can put those cleaning jobs I had in there. I can put like the extra things in there. What else have I done? At some point during summer holidays, seeing as I was old enough to stay home alone for like 2 weeks, I would have like 4 newspaper rounds because I would fill in other parts, the rounds of like other people that were having a week off. So I would have like 4 newspaper rounds and stuff like that. So yeah, I've always worked a lot, pretty hard. A lot of extra hours, lot of weekend shifts. It's not ideal, but well, if you want to make things happen, and that's also a problem. the Netherlands is one of the most expensive countries to live in Europe. I mean, 2 days of groceries can easily cost me 20 euros. And that's like some things to drink and like some vegetables and some meat. So, yeah, it's a bit of a necessity. But yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna end the stream here. I have to go and be an adult and actually like do things like doing a bit of cleaning, getting food because I don't think I have enough for dinner tonight. Uh, Studies because, of course, seeing as I never finished school, I'm now back at studying at home. Uh, yeah, I'm one of those school dropouts that now, as an adult, has to like manage homeschooling next to a job, which probably wasn't the brightest of ideas, but oh well. So anyway, thank you for coming. Um, Next stream is tomorrow. I have yeah, next stream is gonna be tomorrow, but I don't know if is tomorrow Easter or is that Sunday. I completely forgot which day of the week it is because I've got like. Oh no, it's Friday today. That's weird. It's Friday and I don't have to work. I actually have this day free. Just weird. Yeah, it's a bit of a new concept for me. I used to work all those Catholic holidays. I used to work those. So it's like my first time in years that I've got them off. I've got the days off, which is it's just weird for me. But yeah, um, thank you very much for coming. Yeah, that would be right because I also have Monday off because that's second Easter day. Yes, Christmas and Easter both get 2 days over here. It's so much fun. And both are paid leave days. So that's also the best part about it. It's paid leave. And if you show up for them for work because the Sundays you get paid double. But yeah, anyway, thank you very much for coming. I'm gonna call it quits here. Next stream is gonna be tomorrow. I have no idea what I'm gonna do tomorrow with the game, but I'll figure that out. And I will have a good day rest of my Friday. I hope you have too. Presuming it's Friday where you live, I think it is. But yeah, that's gonna be it. Thank you very much for coming, and till next time. Bye.